Okay, so I have a few people who are signed up for this workshop. Oh, bless me. I'm gonna go ahead and wait for them to like continue to come in. But for now, we are here to. Uh-oh, this is the wrong thing. I'm glad I saw that. Strategies and plan, intention in all aspects of life. Okay, there we go. So I am hosting a workshop today on strategies and plans and using those to basically have intention in all aspects of life. I'm going to be sharing how I've done it myself, as well as some tips on how I think you could go about it or how it may help you to create these systems in your life. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and jump in. So, first, I will say, like I said, there were a few people who were coming in. So I'll go ahead and introduce myself while the rest of everyone gets in. My name is Zaria Berry. Oh, excuse me. The summer and the allergies are out. My name is Zaria Berry. I am someone who has decided to create these products. I really did them for myself and utilized a bunch of these processes that I put inside products and that I'm sharing with you in these workshops now, where I knew that I needed a little bit of extra help with certain aspects of life. Like sometimes I know I need a little bit of extra planning and guidance, things to actually map out every single step of each day that gets me to the end of the year. Sometimes I know I need to rebuild certain habits or ways of speaking with myself. So depending on what it is I know I need, I create a process, a strategy, a plan for that myself. So this is something that I use in an everyday capacity. I used to be a music teacher for a while. I was also someone who, while I was doing that music teaching, I was really involved in like figuring out the programming of what they would do each summer. And yeah, so I come from a teaching background and being able to get people to understand big concepts in very simple, easy ways. So I'm here to help you and I'm here to help myself, really. All right. So, with that being said, what is the difference between a strategy versus a plan? Okay, I think this one is really the main thing that trips a lot of people up when it comes to creating strategies and plans for yourself. And the difference between a strategy and a plan is this. With strategy, it's not a specific set of steps. It is something that allows you to make choices about what steps to take. And it allows you to be able to adapt whatever current plan you're on to still fulfill your goal with a specific system in place. So a strategy would be offense versus defense. That is a strategy. Like just a basic sort of, okay, we're either going to go on the attack or we're going to make sure we're defending ourselves. That is a strategy. Now, the actions that are chosen during those specific aspects. So, even if this were something where you're choosing to save money, you're trying to save money. That's the goal. Your strategy is making sure that you are highly aware of what choices you're making with your money and intentionally making those choices. So that is a strategy. And actions you would take are, oh, let me make sure I write down every transaction I have. Or let me make sure if I'm thinking about spending something that I didn't already think about or actually plan for, then I'm going to make sure I think about it for 10 minutes before I do anything. And I still have to track and write down that I chose to add this to my spending instead of saving it. So, however that works for you, whatever you need, um, whatever you need in that manner. Strategy versus plan, those are the differences. So now that we know the differences in strategy versus plan, describe what moving with intention is for you. Because some people, it for me, intention means that I'm decidedly making this choice after thinking about it, after weighing all my options, and I'm choosing with full awareness and full understanding to go forward. That's what intention is to me, or even to pause. Whatever the action is, I'm choosing to do it with purpose, with a specific reason in mind, because it makes sense to me. Like it has an intention in my life. There's a specific purpose it's supposed to fill. So that is what moving in with intention is to me. Now, what moving with intention may be for you could be something along the same lines or even something a little bit different. Like some people want to feel like there's a sense of urgency around what they do. So they might say, I'm moving like with actions and they have a specific pace intentionally. So, yes, there are dictionary definitions of things, but we also have connotations of different words that allow us to hone into whatever actual energy and realm of being and a sort of whatever intention we're trying to put ourselves in. Literally, that's it. Whatever intention you're trying to put yourselves in, choose the word that works best for you. Choose what makes sense, but also understand that words mean what they mean. Okay. I also am someone who journals and takes notes myself. So I'm going to be journaling throughout this process. And then at the end, I'll kind of give you some tips and a like something else you can view if you want to understand how to use free journaling to create your own personalized strategies and plans. But we'll get to that later. Okay. So, um, I wanted to go ahead and see if there were any questions in the comments. I'm streaming on two different places, so I'm trying to make sure that I catch any of the questions. I don't hear or see any questions. Just raise your hand if you have any questions on the Share Well Now app. I give my free workshops on the Share Well Now app as well as within YouTube. The Zoom link wasn't like, it didn't want to connect all the way. I don't know what it had going on, but I think I'm going to try it one more time. Okay. And I just also want to give you guys some time to think about what intention means for you. Specifically in your life, how do you plan to use it? Okay. So I'm going to repeat my definition one more time, also because I'm going to write it. Intention, moving with intention is choosing. Ooh, this pen is white. Uh, choosing actions that fulfill a specific purpose. I want to say like intentionally or on purpose as well. Purpose, by will or through will. I try not to repeat the words in the definition because they're needed. Okay. So the next thing when it comes to creating strategies and plans to move more with intention in all aspects of my life, I have to address what are all the aspects of my life. So every quarter, really every year, it starts with a year. Every year I do a yearly reset. And ooh, I actually have my current quarterly planner here. So I use this full planner and I even like stick other papers in it that I'm using at that time. So I use this full planner. I'm trying to get to the days. I'm still at the beginning of my quarter, but At the beginning of the year, the quarter, I fill out a goals list, a checklist, a quarterly statement, all of these different things to help me figure out where am I going with my life? What am I doing right now? How do I bridge? How do I create a bridge for all of it? So, the first thing I really have to do with all of that is list the main aspects of my life that I am prepared to pay attention to. And when you think about it, there's a lot more aspects of life than you think. There's family, there's your social life, there's work, there's maybe you may have a side hustle, maybe you have kids. There's also your physical health, your nutritional health, your like overall well-being. There's a lot of different aspects of life. So I leave available 10 boxes for the different aspects of my life. And then at the bottom, there are two boxes that are bigger than everything else. So those are the two main things of the quarter that I'm really focused on. So from there, I just choose what are the top 10 aspects of my life. And right now, I've written mine down. I'm going with these for the year. And for this month specifically, I have my family and social. That's all one group for me right now. Sometimes it's separate. And then I have personal, which right now personal includes things like if I'm doing like a specific challenge or something for myself, like right now I'm engaged in a 92-day challenge. Um, and basically I every single day I journal. So it literally just started. Like every single day I journal. And then I also do like weekly spa days for myself, weekly solo dates. There's specifically like things catered to like my water intake and the types of foods I'm eating. So it's kind of like the almost like a 75 soft or 75 hard challenge. I just created my own version, made it whatever length I wanted to, and I'm going from there. The point is, because I'm getting off track, the point is, um, personal encompasses a good bit of things for me. So it can encompass whatever you need it to encompass. Just know that trying to focus on more than 10 is way too much. 10 is already like, okay, I do have a lot of aspects of my life. So that's why I'm listing mine for you. Let me just list them all real quick. Family and social, personal, finances, and then the next one together is routines and habits, because I'm currently doing a lot of changing and adapting of my life. The next one is hobbies, because I'm choosing to spend my time more intentionally. Health and nutrition are also together. And then I have two of my businesses listed. One is my personal brand, and the other is Pampered&Luxed. So I have those listed. And then I have arts, which encompasses a good different forms, a few forms of art. And then operations for the whole of all of my businesses and the way that they operate together, basically. So that is 10 different aspects. And that right now already sounds like, oh, it's not a lot, but it kind of is. So when you're focusing on so much throughout a specific amount of time, you want to make sure you're clear, get clear about the different aspects of your life, create a priority list of what comes first right now, what comes second, what comes third. At minimum, list one, two, three. I try to list them all in order of 1 through 10 so that I understand what that actually looks like and I can make my choices based on the way that I want to prioritize them. Okay, hobbies. So as you take a moment to write all of your 10 aspects of life down, because it is going to be, you can just, if 10 is too much for you, do 3, do 5. Like it doesn't have to be a full 10. I just know that I like to break down my life that way, and that's how it works for me, because it allows me to see every single aspect of life without really changing up or leaving anything out that is like really necessary for me to pay attention to. And then down below, if you'd like, go ahead and comment, what is your number one aspect of life right now? Like, what is your main priority in your life? Is it your home? Is it your career? Is it your health? Is it family? Is it a hobby that you just taken up? What is your main number one right now? Okay, I've written down all 10 of mine. So that way we can also do this together. Okay. Now, the next thing when it comes to creating strategies and plans in your life is how do you stay focused on your main goal? The first thing is to define your main goal. So, what is your main goal right now? And create a specific limit of time. So for me, I've been doing a year, but I take it one quarter at a time, and then I take it 1 month at a time, and so on. But I'm focused on change up until basically the beginning of next year. And I'm going to kind of do a whole review of my year around December, January. I might, because I also kind of started mine a little more like end of January, so it might end up being closer to end of January of next year. But what is your main goal? What is your main goal? Think about it and ask yourself, how can I stay focused on this goal? What will allow me to continue to keep it in the main line of sight? What? I like the way I asked that. I think it would be really helpful for me to ask that to myself a lot. What are some things that keep my main goal in my first line of sight? Yeah. So ask yourself, what are some of those things? So for me, I'm asking myself that question. What answer do I have for myself? I say something that keeps me literally focused on that main goal is thinking about the way that I want to actually spend my time, my energy, my resources, and wanting to actually have full control over my own environment. That is something that helps me be able to stay focused on my current main goal. So, desire for my own environment and resource management. Okay. Another thing is when I think about the needs of me and my two gatos. Yes. And then another thing, because I want to list at least three things that I can focus on at any time, and something that doesn't feel like it's just stress weighing on me. So the third thing for me is my happiness. Honestly, thinking about being my fullest, most happy, most content, most peaceful self, actually doing that, that is a very big way for me to help stay focused on my goal. Peace and contentment. Okay. So once you figure out how do I stay focused on my main goal, the next thing to think of is how do I keep myself going? So once you see that goal and you remember, okay, yeah, that's my main goal, I'm going towards that. How do you go ahead and like put the gas in your engine? How do you let yourself know, no, we got to keep going? We're going to keep going until we get there. What is the thing that pushes you in that same way? Sometimes it can be the same phrases, like, um, I know desire for my own environment and resource management. That can be something that is also kind of like fuel in my engine. Desire for own environment. and resource management. Okay, I want two more. So something else that keeps me going is remembering that I'm living a pretty great life right now. I'm already still at a base level of happiness. So I'm still living a pretty good life right now. And it depends on what discourages you, what may help you keep going the most. So figure out what are the things that usually pop into my head when I'm like feeling like I can't do this anymore, it's too much. What thing is going to help you keep going? Reminding myself that I have a specific skill set. Okay. I have a specific set of skills. And I, I have a lot of will. I have a specific set of skills and a lot of will. I have a specific set of skills. I like that one a lot. I'm gonna say that's becoming one of my new mantras. I'm not gonna lie. Skills and a lot of will. Yeah, I like that a lot. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all my last main mantra just because we're pretty much done with creating these strategies and plans besides going ahead and giving you the strategy and plan to go ahead. So I just kind of want to mention, okay, so around last year, September, so this is September 2024, I'm going through this like really high anxiety time and things are like just not, it feels like nothing's really going any type of way I want it to. So I had to come up with this phrase that I could say to myself when I was just feeling way too overwhelmed, everything was too much. And I came up with actions transform anxiety into excitement. And then I transform that into something else, like into even more. So now I say aligned actions transform anxiety into peace, excitement, and what is it? Abundance. Yes. So that is what I say now anytime I'm feeling all of that overwhelm. So coming up with these random phrases, it seems like they're just whatever until you use them. And then you're like, oh, that really helped me. That really helped me. And you continue to use it. So yeah, I really, really love that one right there. I have a specific set of skills and a lot of will. All right. So when it comes to creating strategies in your life, go ahead and pick the main number one aspect of your life. That's why I said let's go ahead and pick it earlier when we were going through how to address and like name all of those aspects of your life. Remember your number one. We're going to go ahead and create a strategy for it. So, what is the goal? And what is one type of way or one type of actions, set of actions? What is an all encompassing sort of thing that you can do in order to achieve that goal? So I gave the one for money earlier. I know a lot of people want to work on their fitness. So let's say your goal is to Um, actually, I have a fitness goal right now. My fitness goal is to get back into the flexibility that I was able to have before, as well as the stamina. Because I had a back injury last year, March 2024. I fell down the stairs, I hurt my back real bad, and now I'm building all of that back up, especially my core strength. So I want to have flexibility like I had before, and I know what it was before, so it's more specific in my head than I'm saying out loud, but make sure it's something specific. And then the other one is I want to have stamina like I had before, like a lot of stamina, a lot of stamina. I was, especially during like COVID times when there was nothing to do, but our apartment gym was still open and you could go. So that was kind of something me and my friends would do. We would just go to the gym for hours, like literally hours, just hanging around, playing, doing whatever. But like it ended up increasing a lot of muscles, toning me out. Like I felt very, very able to do pretty much anything. My body was like able to move, a different lot of things like that. So I want to be able to get back to that set and level of fitness. So that is my goal. Make it specific. So I would write down, I want to be able to actually do a little bit more in terms of flexibility. So I want to be able to get to split level of flexibility again. And I used to do a lot of back bends, but I can't really do them as much anymore because I hurt my my back. But yeah, so specifically doing those things, and then when it comes to stamina, I want to be able to do my 3-hour workouts and still be able to um do like a whole other fun sort of workout thing again like later. Like there was a lot of stamina and energy being used, and I'd like to get back to that. So yeah, being able to do those things, that's the goal. Now coming up with the strategy for that. I want to A strategy would be, hmm, give myself any opportunity or seize 80% of the opportunities I have to work out. Some people will say 100, but I'm going to say 80% because when I think every single opportunity, I'm thinking like even when I just do this just because, but when you're in a hotel, you use the steps instead of the stairs. If you're go in a park downtown and you need to run an errand, but you know the whole downtown area is walkable, you can park a little bit farther and just kind of force yourself to use your legs a lot more. Or instead of sitting down and doing work, maybe trying to get on a treadmill if you have that and do work. Or maybe instead of taking a TV lunch break, going outside and like just kind of maybe running around or doing some jump roping or whatever, yoga, anything, just to kind of move your body. So every and any opportunity. So yeah, taking 80% of all opportunities for fitness. That is a strategy. Now, a plan would be when I wake up, I know what parts of my day do do they need to be stationary, like what has to be stationary, what can be done while I'm being physically active, and assessing from there what I actually have time to do, where I can do it, and how to implement it into the day's actual agenda and calendar. So that is a plan. Actually doing like listing out, okay, this is the time that I have that has to be stationary. Then number two, listing out, okay, these are the times that I don't have to be stationary. And then number three, when you're listing out, okay, so what can I do when I don't have to be stationary? Where will I be so I can address what type of fitness I can do? That is a plan. When I'm saying I want to take 80% of the opportunities, that is a strategy. So that makes it a bit more clear. So come up with a strategy for your number one aspect of life. Hopefully you've kind of already come up with it as I was talking about it and explaining what a strategy was. And then as I explained the plan, you were sort of thinking about a plan. Okay, so that is it for the strategies and plan workshop. I will say that the upcoming workshops right now are how I discovered my personal strategies and plans to navigate change. This is on June 18th. I'm doing a June 18th workshop special. So there's two different workshops that day. And I might or might not go ahead and do the productivity sort of stream. But I do know that there's going to be another giveaway. I actually have already hosted my first giveaway of May. I am sending out the packages when this upcoming week starts. I had some like troubles with printing and I had to go print at like it was it was some things happening, but the May giveaways are about to be shipped out, and I'm actually going to go ahead and post a video of me like filming everything and doing how I did the giveaway. So there's going to be another giveaway available on June 18th. There's a Juneteenth special that I'm doing, so watch out for that. And June 18th is the next one on strategies and plans. I'll also go ahead and tell y'all that I'm also doing 2 other strategies and plans webinars: how to review and adapt strategies and plans, as well as lean into healthy gratitude as a strategy through challenges. Now, if you're looking for other workshops, something where you want a little bit more one-on-one guidance, or you just want to be able to also have a physical product to go along with the workshop lessons, something that you can actually tangibly see and understand all the steps, you can go ahead and go to the events page. The link is down below, and you'll be able to see that the next upcoming workshop, guided workshop, is on the Journaling Analysis Process Workbook, which is basically a how-to shadow work workbook. I'm going to be doing a journaling analysis process workbook overview, as well as how to use the process as a way of thinking instead of just when you're journaling. And if you want to see a sort of sneak peek of how I went about doing that in the first place, or maybe even not even maybe on how I actually did it in real time, there is a it's a live replay on the 30-day journaling challenge of Not Regain My Power. It's the next one. Oh my gosh. My brain is blanking. I put it in the description box below as well. It is uh oh, Reset My Life. Reset My Life day 5. I believe it's day 5. So, or day 6. It's day 5 or day 6, but I put it in the description box. So you can watch that to sort of see how I use this process in real time to be able to soothe what my inner self or my younger self may be like just completely upset about. But I, as the grown up who has learned more and who has gone through more and understood more, I'm able to soothe my inner self and walk myself through these trying sort of experiences and be able to do it in real time, like actual real self-healing in real time, instead of always having to wait until like it's time to journal or having to wait until your therapy session each week. No, you can literally practice it in real time. So it's a mini how-to shadow workbook, and you can do it in like a 7-day challenge or do it in a 30-day challenge. I recommend a 30-day challenge, but if you want a fully guided walkthrough of starting that, then definitely join the guided workshop. It does come with the product. So when you pay for the workshop, you receive the product shipped to you. It comes straight to you. You don't have to like worry about like asking for the product later, or yeah, it gets shipped to you. So with that being said, anything else that I'd like to share? No, that's it. Thank you all for joining. That was strategies and plans, and using them for intentionally in all aspects of life. Thank you.